gentlemen, Iain, who went berry picking, fell into a gnome hole, but was granted 3 wishes, but because they were hungry, they wasted them on 2 double cheeseburgers and a 6-nugget meal.
Ashton Kutcher?
No. 2 guys. What?
What is a gnome hole?
I don't know, I made it up.
Okay. Unlike your wife's no hole.
Yeah.
No go.
Yeah. That is always a wish. Hello and welcome to episode 164 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where food is always on my mind, but one guy whose first wish would always be for a bigger guitar is this guy. It's Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
I don't want a bigger guitar, Iain, because if I did that, it'd just become a bass.
Oh, God, yeah.
And that's rubbish.
Yeah, no.
I want a bigger penis.
Oh, right. Okay.
Idiot.
Granted.
Was it not obvious, Iain?
What would you do, though, if you were like, no, I don't want a bigger guitar, because that would just be a bass. I want a bigger dick, please. And the gnome just gives you a bass guitar as a cock.
Oh, God. Do I have to restring it and everything?
Yeah. You don't want to get rusty, mate.
Oh, dear. Oh, that sounds horrible.
Musical, though.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I just... f***ing hell, right?
Oh,
I don't know
no.
why this is the first thing that came to my mind, right? But every time you'd have sex, all you'd hear is...
Like slap bass solo. Ooh.
Oh, baby.
I'm finished. It doesn't take me long to finish.
Yeah, that's
Is that
me. I'm
another wish I
done.
can have? I don't know.
4 bars and I'm done. I'm off to sleep.
Do not get me played in 12/8.
Oh, God. That's kinky territory, that.
It's like torture. But Iain, you sound different.
Well, hopefully. You know? I mean, I can't hear a difference because I'm an idiot. But yeah, to all of those who have tuned ears might notice that I sound a little bit different today.
I mean, I might have EQ'd it exactly the same.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, you are in complete control of how I sound. I don't actually sound this horrible at home, folks. I have a lovely voice, but Jordan just hates me.
I do the AI voice changer on you and everything.
Yeah, just the prompt is make this voice shit.
And it just spits out Iain.
What you mean, Iain? Yeah, got it, bro. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, I might sound a little bit different because I have finally got my new microphone.
You do. And what a thing.
It is a beautiful thing. But those of you who have a very keen ear might have noticed that I didn't say I've received my new microphone.
Oh, yeah. That was also a thing.
Yeah, it was also a very big thing, yeah. So I'll quickly explain, because it's mental, but I obviously ordered the microphone on the 1st of January, and it said it was going to get to me between the 3rd of February and the 28th of March. And I was like, you know what? Fine, I can wait. So I waited. And then on the 3rd, I thought, I'll see if it's been dispatched. So I checked Amazon, opened it up, clicked orders, clicked microphone, selected the microphone that I had placed my order and paid for. And then underneath it said, this is currently out of stock. We don't know if or when we will be getting it back in stock.
Wow.
And I was like, hang on a sec, wait.
And the last time I looked at that, it said August.
Yeah. But then you checked again, like after that, and it said 8 in stock. Order now, get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it was all kind of fucked up going on. So I thought, you know what? I'm sick of this. I always prefer to go to trusted retailers anyway.
Right.
Because you know exactly what you're getting. It's a trusted place. You know you're going to get decent stuff from like a warehouse and, you know, Amazon. It could be coming from literally anywhere. So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to cancel that and I'm just going to pay the extra 30 quid or whatever it is to drive to York and fucking pick one up.
Okay.
So I have done that. I cancelled the order. I drove to York that morning. I walked in, I was like, can I have a microphone, please? And they went, yeah, here. Now, f*** off. And I was like, whoa, I am a paying customer. That is a little bit mean. And they apologized. We had a little hug. We hugged it out. It was great. And then I left and I came home and I set up my new microphone. And that brings me to today, where I am sat here in front of my Shure SM7DB professional microphone. Hopefully I sound delicious. I am over the moon.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. The microphone that is heard and seen on basically all the podcasts these days.
Exactly, yeah. You know, they say you've got to dress for the job you want, you know?
So that's why I'm naked.
Yeah. Everyone wants to see my bass. But, you know, I figured, got to get the equipment. I can't physically dress for the job I want because it's cold in my house. I have to wear a nudie. That's
true.
Non-negotiable.
So you have to wear a nudie to stop you being nudie.
Precisely.
Got you.
So I thought the only thing I can do is get the decent equipment that I feel like I would need in a professional podcast environment. And here I am.
Lovely.
I have it. I'm skint now.
Yes.
Absolutely skint.
You can't eat for the rest of the year, but it's all right. You could actually journal about it and it'll sound delicious.
Precisely. I mean, it's not even the fact that I can't eat. I can't answer my door because the debt collectors, they're banging on it.
Okay.
24/7. You can't hear it because this mic's amazing, you know. Right? The sound isolation is...
It's isolated here.
Yeah, top tier. But, you know, they're banging. They're trying to get in.
I mean, saying that, though, I can hear the helicopters outside.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. Sometimes I just, like, stick my head out the window and, like, shout, like, fuck off, you fucking helicopter. And they're like, give us your money. I'm like, no, I ain't got any.
But you bring your mic with you, obviously, don't you, to speak into it?
Yeah. I set it into my speaker so they can hear me, you know, because rotary blades, you know, it's noisy.
Of course, yeah.
But it's a back and forth we've got going on. It's great. We've got a little rapport going.
No, it's good. I'm pleased you finally got it, despite it being a little bit of a going on to do so.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I think Amazon is going a little bit downhill, you know, and I don't want this to be an Amazon hate fest, but it's going to be.
So sorry, guys.
I think Jeff Bezos is going to be fine, isn't he? I don't think he's going to hear our couple of complaints and then crumple his business up.
Imagine if he's just like sat there in his office listening, he's like, I can't wait to listen to my favourite podcast. Jeff Bezos is a bit of a bitch, isn't he?
That's it. And we soon hear Amazon closes.
Yeah. Amazon shuts its doors amid scathing review from two guys.
We single-handedly brought him down. Wow.
Wow, yeah.
So I ordered some Elixir guitar strings,
right?
Which is just a nice premium brand. They normally come in either single sets or sets of 3. Mm-hmm. So you could buy 3 sets and it'd be a little bit cheaper. And Amazon, I saw, did a 4-set box, which I've never seen before.
Whoa.
Then I looked at the picture and it said it's an Amazon exclusive.
Ah.
So I was like, oh, great, okay. Well, it was even cheaper still. I use them all the time, so I thought I'll buy it. It gets to the day of delivery because it says due today. Mm-hmm. I check the tracking and it doesn't even say that it's been dispatched.
Oh.
So I'm thinking, well, every time that's happened to me, I've not received it. So, alas, I don't receive it.
So you cancelled it?
No.
You went to York and you bought some.
And they're like, no, it's an Amazon exclusive. I'm sorry. So it didn't arrive, obviously. And then it said your order is a little bit late. Expect to receive it by whatever date in the future.
Yeah.
That also didn't happen. And it was never dispatched. So I got onto Amazon themselves on the customer service, me being like, what's going on? And then they say, I'm sorry, it seems to have been lost in transit. We will refund you it if you place a new order. And that's what I did.
Okay.
The same thing happens again.
Right. So they just don't have them in stock then?
Well, here's the thing. Eventually, after the 3rd order, I get it. But this is after me kicking up a fuss because I'm like, you know, I make the whole thing of, you know, I stayed in to receive these because I needed them for my work, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it turns out it was coming from Belgium.
Oh.
So, yeah, they never made that clear that it was coming from overseas. Eventually, I did receive them. But what are going on? Took like 2 weeks.
It takes a bit. To be Amazon and say, like, you know, fast delivery next day or same day, you know, in the adverts.
Which we pay for. Most of us.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I have Prime. I mean, I fucking gave them nearly 500 quid and they're just like, we'll get your goods to you whenever we want, really.
You don't need it, do you?
The weird thing is, right, I did the customer support thing on your recommendation and I was like, I ordered it on the 1st of January. It's now like the 30th. It hasn't come yet. Any update, blah, blah, blah. And the customer service was really overly polite. Yeah. It was kind of off-putting because they were like, oh, I'm so sorry that one of our most trusted customers and one of our most dearest customers hasn't received...
Jeff Bezos' favourite podcaster.
But they were like, we're so deeply apologetic. And it's like, I was like, you know, you could just said, sorry about that, I'll look into it.
Yes.
You know, it's like, you don't need to give me an entire paragraph, like, groveling. You know, at the end, they were like, has this helped you out? I was like, yeah, cheers, no worries. And they were like, oh, well, may you have a blessed day and you and your family, we wish you all the best in the future and all your endeavours. I was like, just say bye, please.
Imagine, you'd be happier if they were like, bye, dickhead.
I would be. I'd be happier at that, yeah. But like the weird thing is, he said to me in the chat that it was stuck at the warehouse for some reason.
Right.
And he raised a ticket, you know, to get it sent out as soon as possible.
So just like there in midair, just stuck.
Yeah, but I was kind of thinking, like, I think you're making that up because it currently says out of stock.
Oh, no, it's because they're all stuck in midair.
Everything's
Yeah.
stuck. Magic Mike's.
Which is your favourite film.
Yeah.
You were really disappointed when it was a load of blokes.
I was disappointed when a microphone turned up. It's like, f***'s sake. Not what I expected.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of an annoyance, but hey, these things happen. Final thing, can I just say as well?
Yeah.
I forgot to mention last week, when I was in Spain, I received a text from, remember Eric, my Swedish friend?
Oh, yeah. Backward legs.
Yes. Nice legs. He sends me a photo along with the following message, which was, my sister is in Thailand. Love the fact that this restaurant is apologising in advance. Dish 3 sounds quite disgusting, and what the f*** is in the box in the lower left? Now, he gave me permission to send you this photo and share it.
Fantastic. I am very much looking forward to seeing this.
And it says, at the Pantari restaurant, we apologise on behalf of the staff if the service is not good or the food is late. Which, first of all, wow, okay.
Yep. They must have a history of that.
Yeah, at least they cover the backs, I suppose. Dish number 3 is called tumour.
Oh.
It sounds horrible. And then another one on the menu says fried rice with crap.
Nice.
And I thought, I just need to let you know about that because that rings true.
That is, mistranslated signs part 4.
Yeah, I am not going to be doing that today, though, don't worry. But I just had to share it with you.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric. I'd love to get him on, and have a little chat to him myself.
Oh, that would be great. He might tell you you've got nice legs.
Possibly.
Is that the only reason you want him on?
Yeah, it'd just be nice to get a compliment,
Nice.
Cracking. Yes, so, Jordan, shall we crack into the good stuff, me old pal?
Let's do it.
Nice. Why don't you start by telling us what you have got coming up for us today?
Well, today I've got kind of a bit of a different one for you. It's a collection of real moral dilemmas and studies and thought experiments.
Ah.
Yeah, bit of a different tack to what I'm usually doing, but I'm hoping it might maybe spark a bit of conversation with our listeners. Who knows?
Very nice. Look forward to that then.
And what have you got for us?
Well, Jordan, today's story takes us from small-town Oklahoma to the glittering streets of 1930s Hollywood by way of a 4-year-old's memory.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a strange and well-documented case of Ryan Hammonds, a boy whose claims of a past life might just be one of the most compelling reincarnation cases ever recorded.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
Right then, pal. Let's go.
Nice.
So, Jordan, let's rewind the clock to 2009. Ryan Hammonds is just 4 years old and growing up in Muskogee, Oklahoma. His parents, Cindy and Kevin, are church-going, grounded, and by all accounts, completely normal people. But suddenly, their son starts having vivid nightmares. Night after night, he's up at all hours, screaming and crying.
Oh, poor bugger.
Poor little bugger, Jordan. But these nightmares weren't about monsters or getting lost in some local supermarket. He was waking up, clutching at his chest and saying he couldn't breathe.
Well, I guess he could because he was saying it.
Yeah, I can't breathe. You can. Go back to sleep.
It's like when people say, I'm joking. Well, you're not.
It's like when my wife goes, oh, I've got a really bad pain in my stomach. I'm like, no, you don't.
This is a bad pain.
Not yet, you don't.
Oh.
But then the memories started. At first, Ryan began insisting that he used to live in Hollywood. He'd tell his mother that he remembered acting in films, dancing on big stages, and even owning a green car, which comes up later, so remember that fact.
Okay.
He would talk about travelling to Paris, walking in a place where people changed their names, and having a big house with a swimming pool, and then one day, out of the blue, he straight up says, I used to be somebody else.
Oh, this is one of those creepy things, isn't it? He shouldn't know all of these details.
Precisely. And I mean, like I said, this is one of the most well documented. So later on, you'll see just how many things he remembers that he shouldn't know.
Right, okay.
But at this point, Cindy tries to just brush it off, but Ryan keeps pushing. He starts naming things that his parents know he's never seen. Old-fashioned telephones, vintage movie studios, even referencing the famous Hollywood sign. Eventually, he flat out begs his mum to take him home. Back to the glittering lights of California.
Wow, okay. I don't know how far Oklahoma is from California, but I imagine a distance.
Shall we check?
If you like.
California is about 1,632 miles from Oklahoma.
Wow.
But a little bit of distance then.
So that is like, for us, going top to bottom of the country.
Is it? I mean, is it even further?
Maybe even further, yeah. This is the funny thing with Americans, because when we're like, oh, it's a far distance to travel from London to Scotland, and they're like,
Yeah.
do that in a day, mate.
Yeah, I tried to go to Walmart this morning. It took me 85 hours.
Yeah.
But then the breakthrough came when Cindy borrowed a book from a local library about old Hollywood. She and Ryan sat down together and began to flip through the pages together. Then suddenly, Ryan stops his mum, flicking... Oh.
Ryan stops his mum flicking.
Yeah, I knew you were going to pick up on that. As soon as I wrote it, I was like, John's going to have a field day with that.
Oh, not as much as she did.
I meant to say flicking through the pages, right? Okay. So Ryan stops his mum, flicking through the pages, and points to a black and white still from a 1932 film called Night After Night, which is also the amount of time that his mum did flicking.
Oh, God.
I've joined in now.
You have?
But this film starred a man called George Raft. He points to an unknown man in the background, an extra with no name listed, and says, "That's me. That's who I was."
Oh, so the boy recognised himself.
He recognised his former self in this photo. He's like, there I am. Handsome, wasn't I?
Oh, wow. This is when the mum was flicking at it.
He sure was, son.
Oh, God. Oh, God, could you imagine? Wow. Oh, that's all sorts of weird now.
Okay, we need to edit this.
Okay.
And delete all of this. Fucking hell, man.
Okay, right, I'll park that thought.
But this was enough for Cindy to take her hand out of her pants and reach out to Dr. Jim Tucker.
Could have been worse. It could have been Jim Tickler.
That's what she called her vibrator.
God.
Okay, right, I'll give that a proper read so, it's not so disgusting. And that revelation was enough for Cindy to reach out to a man named Dr. Jim Tucker. Now, if you've been down the reincarnation rabbit hole before, you'll know the name. Dr. Jim Tucker is a child psychiatrist at the University of Virginia's Division of Perceptual Studies, a research department that spent decades collecting and verifying cases of kids who claim past life memories.
Oh.
And Tucker picked up Ryan's case straight away and he began digging.
Right, okay. So they were taking it seriously.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You got to get that paycheck somehow. If you're like hanging up on every customer, it's like, imagine, I don't know, you say, order a microphone from an online retailer.
Oh, yeah. Let's call them Shamazon.
Yes, Scamazon, yeah. And for some reason, you don't receive said goods. And they just keep your money. Like, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I can't imagine that would happen, really.
No, yeah, all that was just completely fabricated nonsense. But anyway. But here's where things get even weirder than weird, Jordan. Think of something weird, right? Double it.
Okay. There's nothing more weird, is there, than the mum perving on
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Past life
I don't want to hear it, Jordan. I know where you're going with this.
I mean, that is weird.
That is very strange.
And that is doubled.
Very true.
Careful what you wish for.
2 double cheeseburgers and a nugget meal.
Fair enough, yeah. That could go with that.
So Tucker's team tracks down the identity of the unnamed man in that old film still. After a lot of research, they confirmed the extra was a man named Marty Martin. Yep, there it is. I should have written in my script, pause for Jordan to laugh.
It's just like, I don't know, me being called Geordie Jordan.
Geordie Jordan. Wasn't that your radio name?
Maybe.
No, it was just Jordan, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So this obviously wasn't exactly a household name. But Marty had been an extra in a few early Hollywood films before making his fortune as a talent agent after co-founding a successful agency rubbing shoulders with big-name stars. And this guy was living the kind of life that Ryan kept describing, right down to the mansion in Beverly Hills and that previously mentioned flashy green car.
Ah, okay.
So Tucker interviewed Ryan and methodically compared his statements to Marty Martin's known biography. And Jordan, Ryan got over 50 specific details right. Facts that no 4-year-old in Oklahoma should have known. especially since Marty Martin's life was so obscure, and especially given the fact that some facts weren't even public knowledge.
Okay, that's hard to disprove.
There we go, yeah, exactly. So, Jordan, for your listening pleasure, here are just a few of the verified details that Ryan gave Tucker that he was able to confirm through property records, interviews with Marty's surviving family, and archive digging. So, Ryan said that he had 2 sisters, which Marty Martin did.
Okay.
He remembered dancing on Broadway, but not just in Hollywood. And as it turns out, before moving to Los Angeles, Marty performed in musicals in New York, which is something that wasn't even mentioned in his obituary.
Okay. I'm sure lots of people's obituaries don't include much of what they've done.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know why it specifically mentioned that wasn't mentioned in his obituary. It's like Ryan said Marty didn't like ketchup, which wasn't even mentioned on his epitaph.
Imagine if it was and that was the only thing.
Yeah, remembered for his hatred of ketchup.
He always came out in a bit of a rash.
Yeah, Heinz denouncer. So Ryan described a big white house with steps going up to the door and a swimming pool in the back. And wouldn't you know it, old real estate records and photographs matched this exactly. So Ryan was in fact describing Marty's Beverly Hills home.
Wow, okay.
As we said, he talked about the green car, which seemed like a weirdly specific detail for a child to harp on about, but as it turns out, Marty Martin owned a green Cadillac convertible that he was known for flaunting.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I bet in his current form, he's gutted, isn't he?
Yeah, like I'm remembering that I used to have all these millions and millions of dollars,
Yeah.
and now all I can do is sit and listen to my mum herself off all day.
Oh, God. You did that.
I did. I don't know why I did. And I'm also not putting that in. Oh, God.
Funny.
Ryan said he worked in a place where people changed their names, which is exactly what a talent agent like Marty did, helping actors rebrand themselves under new stage names. He said he'd been to Paris, and Marty had travelled there multiple times during his career. Ryan also described dying suddenly from something like an exploding heart.
What?
And guess what, Jordan? The official cause of death was listed as heart failure, but when Tucker tracked down the extended death certificate and hospital records, it turned out that Marty had actually died from a cerebral hemorrhage. Sudden, painful, and exactly how Ryan described it feeling.
Oh, God. That would surely be enough to give this poor kid some sort of PTSD.
Yeah, probably. I mean, definitely. He was waking up, every night claiming that he couldn't breathe, and I'm assuming
It's true.
that he was thinking about his death, and that was what was replaying every night. So that's gonna f you up.
Yeah. Or we could look at it brighter and he was just imagining that he was back in his old swimming pool.
It's been underwater too long.
Yeah. It's like, I'm loving it, but surface time.
Surface time. Like you'd be underwater long enough to think that you're like sat at the bottom of a pool. I should probably visit the surface.
It's really hard, I think, to actually cross-legged sit down at the bottom of a pool.
Yeah, but I mean, do you know why that is?
It's the air, isn't it, inside you?
Yeah, your lungs. You fill your air up. You're buoyant as f.
And I am.
Have you ever been in a pool and
Yes.
that wasn't the end?
Oh.
And blown out all of your air so that you just sink, like you go down like a lead weight.
Yeah. The problem is, though, is that then I need to surface.
Yeah, it's time to visit the surface then, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
And obviously you can't get up because no oxygen in your blood, no muscle power. You're just like, oh, well, I'll just live down here then. That's me done for.
Yeah. Nice.
But there were also smaller and more obscure details that Ryan got right. Ones that you wouldn't expect a child to just guess. He mentioned a piano room at a friend's house, and one of Marty's close business partners had a grand piano in a dedicated room where Marty often spent time. Ryan recalled that the word Hollywood was written at the front of the house, and on a surviving photo of Marty's Beverly Hills home showed a decorative Hollywood plaque affixed to the front gate. But it wasn't just facts and places. The real clincher, when Ryan met Marty Martin's daughter, Andrea, a name I can't read, Leininger? Okay, cool. So at the time, she was in her 50s and had never spoken publicly about her dad. The meeting was arranged by Dr. Tucker in a neutral location. Ryan wasn't told who she was, but when he saw her, he began to talk about her dad as if he'd known him all his life. He said, "Your dad loved dancing. He was always going places, wasn't he?" Seems innocuous enough, but then came a detail that genuinely rattled her.
Oh dear.
Ryan told her, "Your dad used to give people things that they didn't ask for just because he liked to make them happy." And at this, she went quiet, because that was something very personal and a habit that she had always known her dad to have. He'd once bought a gardener an expensive watch for no reason, just saying, "You looked like you needed something nice."
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, just like, oh, you look like you could do with a day out. You're fired. No, you got all the time in the world. Go and enjoy the sunshine. You bum.
Yeah.
Like, I had a job. You fired me. You're the bum. But then Ryan asked what happened to the walking sticks that Marty used to keep at the door. And this was too much, because according to Andrea, Marty used to keep a set of decorative canes right by the entrance of the house. He didn't use them. He didn't need them. They were just for show. But there wasn't even any photos, there was no written record, and this was just one of his eccentric habits that Ryan just somehow remembered. Weird, huh?
Very weird, huh?
So by the end of this meeting, Andrea admitted that she was convinced this child knew her father in a way that defied explanation. So as Ryan got older, like many kids in these cases, the memories started to fade, and by the age of around 8 or 9, the flashbacks were less frequent. He stopped talking about the other life, and Dr. Tucker says, as we've heard in many cases before, that's typical. The memories tend to bleed through early on and lose grip as the child's present life takes full hold. So, as we've spoken about before, it's always like when they're early age, it's like they're closer, to that life and they remember it more.
Yeah, I get that.
Then as they grow older, they just stop talking about it, stop remembering it, and it just becomes a thing of the past.
Maybe a good thing and actually a blessing for Ryan. At least then, he's not having to remember a previous life and be very confused and, the heart attack and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it would be very confusing, like sort of growing up, sort of living your current life, but also remembering a previous one, that'd be a little bit f***ed up. Traumatizing, maybe.
Yeah, imagine how confusing that would be, though.
Yeah, horrible.
Not really knowing what was real.
Yeah, it would feel like you're like in two different lives. So yeah, maybe a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But Ryan's case remains one of the most thoroughly documented in the field of past life studies. Over 50 separate verifiable details about a man no one had heard of, most of which weren't public record. So Jordan, did a 4-year-old from Oklahoma remember a life he possibly couldn't have known anything about? I just want to know, what do you think?
That's really weird. I personally love these kind of past life stories. They're so hard to disprove.
I've got a fair few stories drafted at the moment.
Okay.
Right? And I was going through last night thinking, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? And I saw this one and I thought, that's got Jordan's name written all over it. then I changed Jordan to Ryan.
Yes, yeah, I appreciate that.
yeah, because no one knows your name, do you? It's not the very first word that anyone ever hears.
Geordie Jordan.
On every single episode of the podcast.
Yeah, I loved it though.
Yeah, it's always very interesting to hear these kind of cases because it's just like you can't have a child just know these. I mean, even trying to teach a child. I mean, I have a 4-year-old, and if I had tried to teach him about another person's life enough to convince an outside researcher that he was having past life memories.
As in you were frauding the system.
Yeah, like if I was trying to train my son to say the right things, I'd lose my mind trying to, because, I can't get him to say thank you, or please, or, my name's Bill, whatever.
Oh, okay. Instead of thank you, does he say, I used to be Marty Martin.
Yeah.
I had heart attacks.
Yeah, hand him a biscuit and he goes, Dad, I used to live a separate life. I was a man named Phil and I lived on
Philbus Avenue.
I'm like, just say thanks, God.
Poor kid's just trying to bleed his heart to you.
Trying to come clean.
Listen to me, Dad. No, son, it's thank you.
Trying to settle his soul. Just say thanks.
Oh, bless him. No, yeah. Really weird. I love it though. I think it's really fascinating. And it's kind of nice, as we alluded to near the end there, that he did kind of just begin to forget about it and could live a normal, quote unquote, life.
Yeah. I mean, it's public record though, Is it going to follow him around and haunt him that it's still out there? I mean, should I have just not done this segment, maybe?
Yeah, maybe he's one of our top listeners.
Possibly, yeah. There is a guy on Patreon.
We did see that one from Oklahoma, so...
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. I mean, Marty.
I mean, it was 2009. He was 4.
Right.
So what age is that now?
Wow. I mean, that was like, 17 years ago?
Yeah, so 26? So what I did there was I took 4 away from 2026. And...
Actually, I don't think that works, does it?
No, I don't think it does at all. He was born in 2005.
And if it's 2026 now, so 21.
21 years old.
Well, this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So he might still be listening.
He might.
He might be out there listening to this episode.
He still can't legally drink, though.
I was going to say we'll get him on the show, but if you can't even have a drink with us, then what's the point?
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't come on for the chat, do you?
God, no. I mean, look, if he started to forget when he's 4, by this age, he's just like completely gone from his mind. So we get him on like, so tell us about your past life memories. He's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, this was a mistake. Do you want a pint? Can't drink, mate. Damn.
I mean, he could if he came to the UK.
Let's get him over.
All right, let's do it. Let's start a petition.
Now you can pay for it.
Anyway, I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for that. That was very interesting.
You're very welcome. Thank you for listening. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And now I'm ready to think. I am ready for some moral dilemmas.
Okay, well, it's very good that you feel that way, Ian, because I got you covered.
Nice. You always got me covered, bro.
Yeah, I tried my best.
You got a good aim.
Thank you. I've worked very hard at that. So, yeah, this is very different to my usual thing. Maybe a bit more serious, but I'm hoping that it will be interesting nonetheless.
I'm sure.
So I have different moral dilemmas, whether that be as studies or psychological thoughts. We'll see how it goes.
Okie dokie.
So, Ian, the first one. I want you to imagine and almost kind of put yourself in this position.
Okay.
You're a graduate student and you're helping with a speech study. Nothing dramatic, nothing invasive. It's the 1930s. Psychology is still young. Researchers are trying to understand where stuttering comes from. But your supervisor has a theory.
Uh-oh.
They believe that stuttering isn't something you're born with, it's created. The idea is simple. If you tell someone that they have a speech problem, they may actually develop one. You're sent to work with children. They live in an orphanage.
Oh, man.
They're polite, it's quiet, used to adults evaluating them even. You sit across from a young child. They're 8 years old. They speak clearly. No stutter, no hesitation, in fact. You smile, and then you begin. You listen carefully as they talk, and when they finish, you shake your head, just slightly. You tell them sternly,
You're having trouble speaking. You need to slow down. People are noticing your mistakes.
The child looks confused. They didn't notice any mistakes. You continue anyway.
If you don't fix this, it could get worse.
You meet with them again the next week, and the next, and the next. Each time you reinforce it. You correct words that were actually fine. You interrupt them mid-sentence. You warn them to be careful. Slowly, something changes. The child speaks less, and when they do speak, they hesitate. They look for your approval, almost afraid of getting something wrong. Some children stop raising their hands, and some children stop talking altogether. You tell yourself, well, this is temporary. This is for science. Someone has to find the answer. Maybe this will help those suffering with a stutter. And here's the part that matters most. No one ever tells the children that nothing was wrong with them.
They just leave them.
They just leave them like that. The study ends. You leave. The researchers end up publishing nothing.
Fucking hell.
The children stay where they are. Some of them continue to carry that fear. The fear of speaking, of being wrong, of being heard, for years. Now, this was a study that was conducted in 1939 at Iowa Orphanage under the supervision of a psychologist named Wendell Johnson.
Dr. Cockbag.
Yeah. And it later became known as the Monster Study. And again, not because the children are monsters, but because of what was done to them.
Yeah. Dr. Cockbag was a whacker.
Absolutely. So there was no physical harm, there was no yelling, there wasn't any punishment. It was just authority and repetition.
It's psychological, though, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fucked up.
It was all about a child trusting an adult. So the moral question from it, I think, is if harm, it sounds horrible, but if harm is only caused through words, does that make it less real?
No, not at all. I think it can make it worse because psychological trauma is damaging, not physical. So you can't see it, but it's messing up every aspect of your daily life, really.
Yeah.
It's like a broken arm is like, I broke my arm, but you crack on with it, it heals. But psychological trauma is more deeply rooted and less easy to fix, especially when psychology is in its infancy, like you said, in the 30s. And I mean, like, they didn't even try, you know? They didn't say, so that was all a a test, by the way. Don't worry about it. You're actually fine. Because that might have undone it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like revealing it to them, like pulling the curtain back and being like, sorry, we did that, but you're actually, you were always speaking fine. It might have given them the confidence back to just be like, oh, I fucking knew it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then just being okay again.
Yeah, it might not have undone it all in an instant.
But it would have helped.
It'd have been set them on the road to recovery at least.
A horrible thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no one should ever be put through that, especially children.
Exactly, yeah. When the minds are impressionable,
yeah,
they're developing anyway. Yeah, they're horrible.
I mean, what did they honestly expect was going to happen? That's like saying, right, I've got a bit of clay in my hand here. I'm just going to push it with my thumb and see if it disfigures it and molds it into something else. Oh, look at that, it has done.
Well, obviously it maybe came from like good intentions of, maybe we could help stutterers if this is true, and stuttering is a learnt behaviour and we can prove that. Maybe it will help the future, but the means of getting there was horrendous.
It honestly seems that that's what they said on paper, just to be able to study the psychological effects of your words altering a group of people.
Yes.
It's like, oh, we're doing it under the guise of helping with stutters, because they didn't do anything with it in the end. It's not
exactly.
It's not just like they were like, right, we've got our data, now we're going to go away and try and fix it. They just went, okay, study's done. But in that case, wasn't there also a group of children that were praised?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, possibly, but not that I saw.
I always remember hearing that they split the group, so one was given like the negative reinforcement and one were given like positive reinforcement.
I have heard that with other studies, definitely.
Maybe it is a different study, but I'm sure I remember the details of the orphanage. But either way, at any rate.
Absolutely. And the worst thing is that obviously the children couldn't consent to that.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Which is even worse. So anyway, next one for you. Iain, you've volunteered for a psychology study. Congratulations, you've been selected.
Nice.
It's at a university. Clean hallways, fluorescent lights, all very official. You're told the study is about learning and memory. You draw slips of paper to decide roles. You've chosen the paper that reads teacher. The other participant is the learner, but you've only just met them.
Okay.
You watch as the learner is led into the next room. They're strapped into a chair. Electrodes are attached to their arm. It looks uncomfortable, but controlled, safe. The examiner turns to you. He's wearing a white lab coat, holding a clipboard. Calm voice, confident manner. You're seated in front of a machine. Rows of switches, each one labelled with a voltage. 15 volts, 30 volts, 45. In the middle, severe shock. And finally, at the end, danger, fatal.
Oh.
The experiment begins. You read a word pair. The learner answers incorrectly. The experimenter nods.
Please administer the shock.
You flip the switch. It's mild. Barely react. Another question, but another wrong answer.
Please continue.
Man, this guy's an idiot.
You flip the next switch. You hear a sound from the other room. A grunt. Pain, but not panic. The voltage increases. The learner starts to object. Says that they want the study to stop. You turn to the experimenter. He remains calm.
The experiment requires that you continue.
You hesitate. Your finger is hovering over the switch. You know what you should do. You flip it. The learner yells, "Stop it now!" Loud, desperate. The numbers keep rising. 150 volts, 210, 300 volts. The learner screams that they have a heart condition. They beg you to stop. You look at the experimenter again. Same calm tone. Without raising his voice, he says,
It is absolutely essential that you continue.
Get fucked, pal. How about that?
Your mouth is dry. You didn't sign up to hurt anyone, but this is a professional. This is science. This is in a university. You flip another switch. The learner screams and then suddenly goes silent. No sound.
Finally.
What a bugger.
I was going to sick of listening to that screaming.
You tell the experimenter the learner isn't responding. He doesn't seem alarmed.
No response is considered an incorrect answer. Please continue.
You are now administering shocks to someone who may be unconscious or worse. And the crucial part, Ian, at any moment you are free to stand up. There are no locks, no punishment, no consequences for leaving. But the man in a lab coat is still there, calm, patient, waiting for you. What do you do? So this was also a real experiment, and it was conducted in the 60s by psychologist Stanley Milgram. I suspect you've probably heard of this before.
I have indeed.
The learner was an actor. The shocks were entirely fake. The whole thing was fabricated. But the stress and the belief, the choices that you make are real. And what I think is absolutely bonkers is that 2/3 of participants went all the way to the highest voltage on the machine when they were instructed to continue, knowing full well that that would kill a human.
See, I'm half wondering if at least one participant who was administering the shocks, or thought they were doing it under the guise of thinking, I can get away with this because I'm being told to. So it's like a diminished responsibility. But they
absolutely.
secretly enjoyed it.
Well, maybe. I'm sure if enough people were in on that, they would have definitely done that. It's just because you know that you're not responsible. Oh, I was told to do it.
Yeah. It's like, imagine like an older brother and a younger brother, and the older one going, yeah, eat all the biscuits, and the little brother going, well, you know, I'm being told to by an older person, so
yeah,
it's not my choice, you know, and that knowing fine well that that's not the right thing to be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that they might get in trouble kind of thing. So, yeah, it's incredibly f***ed up again. I mean, what would you have done in that situation?
Oh, God, I don't know. I mean, I think we'd all like to think that we would say, no, this is wrong, and get up and leave. But I firmly believe that a lot of us, probably 2/3 as the experiment showed, would actually just carry on because we were just instructed to, and that was the whole point of doing this.
You know what? Have we spoke about this before? Because I remember we brought up the fact that there was that person that called a fast food restaurant claiming to be a police officer.
Oh, yeah.
And made the manager like strip search one of their employees. So it's a whole aspect of, because a person in authority is telling me to do something,
exactly,
I'm going to do it. And they're not even going to think twice about it.
That's also the heart of a lot of scams, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where a very popular scam is a public car park with a pay machine that a scammer would be wearing a high-vis jacket and a clipboard. They'd put essentially an out-of-order sack over the top of it and be stood by it to say, we're taking manual payments today because the machine isn't working. No one thinks to question that. And, of course, they're just getting the money for it.
Yeah, you see someone that looks official. It's like if somebody calls you and says, I'm from your bank, you know, here's a bit of your details so that you can confirm that it is true. You automatically think, oh, I'm in the hands of somebody who is taking care of the situation. So I'll just give all my information out freely. Again, like you say, it's how scams work.
Absolutely, yeah. It's crazy how much we fold under authority. And I think we've said it before, where I feel most people have a pang of guilt in them when they see a police officer, even though they've done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And you just can't help but feel like, oh, there's someone of importance here. I need to act my best, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like when you're driving past the police, you automatically two hands on the steering wheel, sit up straight.
Yeah.
It's like you're 17 in a driving lesson again.
Yeah, it's exactly that. So just to finish this one here, people did it, I believe, not because they were actually cruel, and it was just because, as we said, an authority figure told them to. Mm-hmm. I do think it's an interesting question that it isn't really about would you hurt someone, it's would you disobey?
Yeah.
And it becomes more about that. And I think it's a really interesting dynamic.
Do you know what? There's a video that I saw once which made me think, just to think for myself more. And it was a simple video, and it was one person went into like a dentist's office, and there was like 10 people in the waiting room, and everyone was an actor except for that person that walked in last.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. Carry on.
Yeah, so every single time a beep would go off, these 9 people who were actors would stand up.
Yeah.
And then by like the third beep, the person who wasn't in on it would start standing up as well. And it's like they just think, well, everyone else is, so I'll just do it as well.
Yeah. And then do you know the remainder of that?
No.
So beyond that, what would happen is one of the actors would leave the room, a non-actor would come in.
Oh, yeah.
It would continue until there were no actors in the room, but everybody was beeping and standing up.
Yeah, so the non-actor would continue the action.
Yes.
even when they're on their own. Yeah, that video, I think about that almost daily, and it's always a little reminder to just think for yourself.
Yeah.
And question things. So, like, now, I feel like I would question more, especially, like, if somebody was saying, yeah, just keep on with the electric shocks, I'd be like,
We'd like to think so, wouldn't we?
Well, now I have more reason to question these sorts of things because I think about that video all the time.
The other thing as well, I remember seeing a viral video. It was a horrible video, really, on Twitter, which was CCTV footage of a waiting room and a guy walking in, clearly mad, and had a grenade that he took the pin out and he just threw it in the room.
Fucking hell.
And because nobody was sort of like, panic, what's going on? Everybody just sat there and didn't do a thing. Even though they figured probably their life was in danger, they didn't want to be the odd one out, acting all crazy. But yeah, bizarre.
Is that what's known as the bystander effect?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so like I've seen other experiments, where an actor will just be walking through town and they'll just like pretend to have a heart attack and fall over.
Yeah.
And everyone will just keep walking past them. Like no one will go up to them and say, "Are you okay?" Or I've heard in situations like that, if you want to be the person that takes charge, you have to be more direct. So you can't just be like, "Oh my God, someone call an ambulance." You have to be like, "You, blue shirt, call an ambulance."
Yes, yeah.
Sort of like be direct.
Assign roles.
Yeah, like make sure that you're telling specific people to do specific things. Otherwise, everyone will just wait for everyone else to do it.
Absolutely. There was the kind of the opposite that happened. It was one of the very early Derren Brown shows where he was in the middle of London, busy streets. He had a wallet full of cash that he places on the floor, on the pavement, and then he takes a piece of chalk and he draws a circle around the wallet.
All right.
Highlighting that it's there.
Yeah.
And then he left it, and the cameras were kind of watching it all day. And by the time the sun is going down, he just retrieves it again. And it's proving the point that people would have thought, well, that wallet must be there for a reason. There's a circle around it. I better not take it. It's the weirdest thing.
It is very strange. It gives it the illusion that it hasn't just been accidentally dropped.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it is purposely there. Oh, I better leave that.
Yeah, someone might be watching that.
Yeah.
We as humans, we're a little bit messed up, aren't we?
We follow common patterns, don't we? Another one, I'm really sorry, it's just reminded me of a bunch here. I just think it's interesting. Another psychological thing. I've never done this, but, if you're on a busy train or a bus, you might know this one, and you really don't want someone to sit next to you. You just would prefer your own space. The thing is to not put your bag there, like everybody does. It is instead, as the person is coming looking for No, that would entice them, Ian.
Of course.
It would, as they're coming towards you looking for a spare seat, you just stare at them, smile and pat the seat.
Yeah.
And they'll never sit there.
Yeah. Give people a reason to be put off.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. So, last one for you, Ian.
Okie dokie.
Imagine, Ian, you're walking alone. It's quiet. No one else is around. You hear something before you see it. A metallic rattling, wheels on tracks. It's going fast, Ian.
Uh-oh.
You look up. A trolley, a big industrial train car, is speeding downhill. It seems out of control. And on the tracks ahead of it is 5 people. They're far enough away that you can see them clearly, but not close enough to hear you.
Right.
In fact, there's no time to warn them. In fact, you can't warn them. They're asleep on the tracks.
Idiots!
Yeah, there's bottles of booze and food surrounding them, like a party by the tracks, and they must have dozed off. You instinctively look around. To your right, there's a lever, old, heavy, bolted into the ground. You realise what it does. If you pull the lever, the trolley will switch tracks. You could save the people, Ian.
Nice.
But, oh no, there's someone on the other track too. One person, also passed out, also unable to move or hear you.
God damn it.
Now, remember, Ian, you are not responsible for the trolley existing. You did not cause anyone to be on the tracks. But you are the only person standing next to the lever. The trolley is mere seconds away. If you do nothing, 5 people die. That will eat away at your conscience. You could have saved 5 people if you did something. But if you pull the lever, 1 person dies. And that is a choice that you made.
Right.
So the key here is no matter what you do, someone dies. The only difference is whether you choose it. So what do you do?
Do we know anything about the people? Like, I don't know, is the one guy on the other side, is he a telemarketer scammer or something like that?
You don't know anything about them, Ian.
Damn. Can I make something up in my mind to make it easier?
Well, you've got seconds, Ian.
Okay, right, well, am I strong enough to stop the trolley? Can I just, like, catch it?
Absolutely not. It's hurtling. It's probably full of big, heavy crates.
I mean, I'm pretty strong. I don't know if you know that.
You are very strong, but I'm afraid it would squash you too.
Okay, fair enough, right. Would my guts be enough to, like, get jammed under the wheels and stop it from killing anyone else?
No.
Okay, I just need to point something out, though. Those 5 people on the track, I know you said that it wasn't my fault that they were there, but that was my party. I was just turning up late.
Okay. Then I think you should sacrifice yourself.
Yeah, well, I was going to, but even that wouldn't stop. Then 6 people would die, and that'd be pointless.
Or 2.
No, because I can't kill myself and then pull the lever.
You could pull the lever and then jump in front of the other one.
Oh, that's a lot of hard work. Yeah, I can see that the moral conundrum, but I mean, this sounds like some content from a different podcast that I've heard recently.
Yeah,
but,
I was absolutely gutted, Paul, that you did this.
But moving on, I won't dwell. But like you said, the 5 people, like if they were to die, it wouldn't be my fault. It wouldn't be on my conscience.
It would be nothing to do with you. That was just circumstance, yeah. But you could have saved them.
That would be the case if I wasn't there. But then me being there, wouldn't that still be my fault because I'm allowing it to continue?
Exactly. That is the moral conundrum.
Yeah, so I haven't changed the trajectory.
Do you intervene?
Would the trolley stop if I just got really angry at it and I was just like, oi, stop now?
I'm not sure it responds to anything else.
Fine. I just thought I'd try my options. But I've got seconds, right? It's coming down. Right, what do I do?
I mean, it's long gone. It's probably backed up and gone on the other person as well at this point.
Everyone's dead. More people are lining up. I'm just like, stroking my chin. Okay, what would you do? What would you do in this situation?
I have absolutely no idea. This was also reenacted in... Remember Michael from Vsauce?
I do remember Michael from Vsauce. He was killed by a trolley.
No, he wasn't. He had a different show that might have been on TV or it could have been an internet special, but they reenacted and redid this problem.
Was that Mind Shots thing?
Yes, that's it. Yeah. I don't think it was called that, but Mind Something.
Mind Something. Yeah, it was on YouTube, like the special paid area.
I think you're right. I think it was. And they found that most people just froze.
Really?
They just didn't do anything. Yeah, that was the realistic outcome.
Well, what would you do? Like, what could you do?
I don't know. It's a weird one. So a couple of things to consider here. Is there a moral difference between allowing 5 people to die and actually causing one person to die to save them?
I think in a court, if after this scenario played out, no matter what the outcome, if you were in court and they were like, what was your involvement on the day? I think you'd be sort of implemented either way. It's like you either allowed it to happen or you caused the other one to happen.
Yeah.
You're always going to be the bad guy. I guess just stay away from train tracks.
Yeah, this is true, yeah.
Never encounter it.
Other thought as well is, what if the one person on the other track is someone that you'd love? And what if the other 5 are strangers? Do you just still allow that?
5 people all the way then, innit?
But yeah, and the other thing is, if you walk away, are you still responsible simply because you could have acted?
What if, Jordan, right, you've got 5 people on one side and on the other track is tied a Burger King meal? What would you do then?
I'll get me a Whopper.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, you're fucked. I'm off for my Whopper.
Or maybe, actually, no, what I'd do, Ian, I would save the 5 people. They'd be really happy and they'll buy me 5 Whoppers.
Or they won't.
But,
if you allow them to get run over, then you're guaranteed a Whopper.
Yeah, true.
It's a new moral dilemma.
A weird thought experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember the answer that I gave Paul when he brought this up with me.
You gave him all sorts of curveballs, and I'm not allowing it.
The only thing I am allowing is the Whopper conundrum.
I remember listening to that, and I tweaked my story for you because I was trying to shoot down as many thoughts as you might have had.
Nice. Okay, you did a good job.
Because you were like, well, I'll just wake him up or I'll untie him.
Yeah, I've run down that to untie him.
So I thought, well, no, now they're passed out.
Yeah. You smart little bugger, you.
So that is some moral dilemmas for you, and very weird and somewhat horrible psychological experiments. Just to finalise it, I do think there's a very similar ethics and moral issue with the concept of self-driving cars, which I'm sure you're aware of.
No, go on. Tell me.
We know that certain vehicles like Tesla in the USA have self-driving capability. And there's also a taxi, and I don't remember what it's called, which I believe is also in the US, which has no human driver, and it essentially just takes the passenger in the back seat to the destination.
Wow, okay.
So all of these vehicles need programming to work, obviously. But when they encounter an issue, what are they programmed to do?
Right, I
So
got you.
let's say it's driving along, a little kid runs straight in front of it. Now, the computer has faster processing power than the human can, but can it safely move out of the way without then also maybe hitting a crowd of pedestrians on the side of the road, for example?
Or veering into traffic and causing a pile-up.
Exactly. Should a car then sacrifice maybe even its passenger to save a handful of pedestrians, or should it just run into the kid to save the majority of people on the side of the road?
The modern trolley problem.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting to ponder that question, because can the morality of that be coded? And, I mean, maybe even more importantly, who decides the answer in that coding?
Yeah.
Weird.
Absolutely. God knows, mate. This is beyond my pay grade.
It's a bit deep, isn't it? Should we talk about dicks?
I'd love to. I've got mine out right now.
Yeah, I just thought I would share a bit of maybe a talking point for the future.
Yeah, I mean, please at home, if anybody has any answers that we haven't said, to the two conundrums there, like the trolley problem and the electric shock one, please let us know. Email in. 2guyswhatsup@gmail.com. Just click the link tree and email us through there.
Cool. I think we're running a bit long, so shall we call it there?
Oh, we are indeed. Yeah, mate, let's do it. So, me old sausage. Does that about bring us around to the end of today's episode?
Oh, I think it does, Ian.
Nice one. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend down to the train tracks, tie them to one side,
Have a
and
pie.
5 others to the other. Yeah, have a little party, get them all, sleepy, and and then just be like, yeah, right, train, on you come. Just like call it in, and then just be like, oh, what do I do? And then that might finally tell us exactly what the answer to the trolley problem is.
The only problem is that you actually did it by a single track and there's no lever.
There's no lever yet.
You fool.
You just tied 6 people to one track. What do I do?
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want to learn to stand up whenever I beep? Click the link.
Want to create your own psychological experiments? Click the link.
And if you click that link, it will blast you off to Patreon, the home of all your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including shout-outs, t-shirts, aliens and wackers mugs, and if you really can't get enough of our fantastic tales and psychiatric voices, well, now you can get more of each, because there's currently 31 bonus episodes, which come out on the last Friday of every single month, just sitting up there, waiting for your ears to go and gobble up all that extra audio goodness, and all that is available right now, starting with those bonus episodes for just £3 a month.
Bargain. So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, then head over to patreon.com/2guyswhatsup to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your clickety-clackety trolley pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best and the freest way to do that for us, and we would be eternally grateful.
We would.
But on that note, thanks for listening. You all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday.
Experiments. And I forgot to mention, in the corner of the picture, there's also a box that says Hong Thong.
Oh yeah, Hong Kong.
Yeah. So, yeah, that sounds delicious.
We apologise on behalf of the staff if the service is not good or the food is late.
Yeah.
Welcome all customers and thank you for supporting our restaurant. Aww.
I mean, they missed the trick, though, didn't they, to include as well about if the food is terrible.
That is true. Yeah, I guess they just have a whole lot of confidence in their food.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So you can expect real good food from that.
Oh, yeah.
Your best served tumour.
The best fried rice with crap going.
Yes. Delicious.
Amazing.